I don't think there's any value to it. I've always thought professional football
totally disagree.
A lot like the military, and that it's about finding your leader, following him, head down, covert operation, nothing gets out. Like that, to me, is how you build a football team. You don't talk. The element of surprise is big. You find value in players that other teams don't know about. Nobody's ever won a Super Bowl. And after it was over, people said, you know why we won? Our chatty owner. There's no upside to that. There's a downside. What's the upside to it?
He's putting pressure on a young person to perform. I love it. And I love it just as a black man. Too many of our young people, we pamper. We don't want to give them real feedback. We don't want to put the pressure of greatness on them. Jerry is putting pressure on this kid, and the kid keeps responding.
Or is it just vanity on Jerry's part?
I
think you're giving him way too much credit.
He's putting pressure on this kid, and every week we all sit around, oh, Dak and the pressure and the controversy, and every time there's a question, the kid comes back and plays even better. I like the pressure Jerry's putting on. Listen, my dad, every day of the week, had his foot in my rear end. Everything. He didn't like nothing I did. It's because he loved me. And I'm not saying Jerry feels like he's this kid's dad, but the pressure he keeps putting on this kid, I got no problem with it because the kid keeps responding.
But your dad was direct with it. He wasn't passively aggressive with it. He wasn't doing it. I think that's the problem. I mean, you can't be passively aggressive with it. I agree with Colin. Like, look, if you got a problem with that, you want to put pressure on him, then put the pressure on him. I'm all for pressure and competitive environment and reap what you sow. But to me, to do it and to stir it up and actually think this was a master plan,
yeah, that's. I think you're giving him a lot of credit on
master plan.
It's working.
And
it didn't work. Go ahead,
I'm
Chris.
all for your dad putting his foot in your butt. Matter of fact, he need 3 feet, for real, because he didn't get it right, okay? You're not gonna, I don't care, black, white, it don't matter what color. You ain't gonna raise no kid the same way you run a dang on football team. This is a $1 billion operation. This ain't Pop Warner. This is not some little thing.
What do you think they've been doing with Dez Bryant this whole career?
Well, why have they been so successful the last 20 years then? Because the way he's running things? Maybe won't he sit over there and be quiet because he's not the story. The product on the field is the story.
Jerry
he
Jones
had to insert
has 3
himself.
Super Bowls, and somehow
Jimmy Johnson.
Look, he was the owner. He signed the checks. He signed Jimmy Johnson.
Checks. He didn't put the plan
Jimmy Johnson. Who else?
Talk about Dan Gilbert's got a title. No, LeBron has a title. You're giving owners way too much love.
Howard Katz won a title with the 76ers. I mean, come on, Jason.
How are y'all talking about the man that does the hiring, the firing? He doesn't deserve
the last
the credit
20 years
for
they've been
success.
500. Who takes credit for that?
He done the hiring.
Wait. The last 20 years they've been 500.
Is he the only owner that hasn't won a Super Bowl in the last 20 years?
Well, he's the one we're talking about on the show because if it was another owner, we wouldn't be talking about him. Because if they were the #1 team in the NFL, they wouldn't be talking about the backup quarterback.
12-2 with a rookie quarterback, but Jerry don't know what he's doing.
He hired Jimmy Johnson.
We're all smarter than Jerry.
No, but
football-wise, yeah.
He hired Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, speak for yourself now. Don't speak for me.
Football-wise.
Hey, no, speak for yourself. Jerry knows more football than you do. He don't know more than I do.
You know, I'm with Chris on that.
What team do you own?
Hey.
He don't own it because of his knowledge. He owned it because of his business.
By the way, Jimmy, I've had enough conversations with Jimmy Johnson, and Jimmy will tell you, Jerry is an amazing businessman.
Amen.
He is fooling people on his football knowledge.
Smart enough to hire Jimmy Johnson. I love Jimmy Johnson.
Smart enough to fire Jimmy Johnson, too?
And listen, I'm not defending that firing, but they won a Super Bowl after, and they're 12-2 this year, and they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl because he didn't get
into the biggest Cowboys cheerleader.
Look, he's a brilliant marketer. He's a brilliant marketer.
He is, no question.
He's brilliant. You can't deny that. This man he belongs in the Hall of Fame for the things he's advanced this game for the players, for other owners, how they've made them rich, how the Caps, all those things he deserves credit for.
But this is a team sport. This is family business. Everything that happens in this locker room, we're going to keep it in this locker room.
Yes.
That's how you stay focused. Every man do their job, and after you do your job, you'll be rewarded by doing it next week, not questioned.
Congrats on the Cowboys' super-duper season that's not over, but in Foxborough, they do it that way, and they won their division title again.
Not everybody has to do it the Bill Belichick Patriot way. There's other ways to skin the cat.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah,
I am speaking for myself.